this video is actually designed, prepared in a way that when the students talk about the PESTEL and the SWOT, the situation analysis, the TOES matrix, the Porters, the not lot, right? When students discuss those topics, they need to focus on the current challenges and the changes the organizations face. It's completely all right to talk about the general changes or the challenges that the companies may face, such as opportunities or the threats or weaknesses, etc. That's typically there, such as the GNP, the inflation, the competition. But think of something. Think of things which are rather new to the organizations. Take a look at these topics like virtual organizations, strategic business units, transnational, competitive analysis, social or mobile technologies, cloud technologies, sustainable business, etc., etc. So when we write about the SWOT and the PESTEL, other aspects also, right? It's good if we could incorporate some of these areas as well when we analyze the company, because a modern company of the 21st century need to focus on topics like this as part of their strengths, or maybe their weaknesses they could be, or their opportunities could be, or perhaps the threats they could be, because the competition is doing them and the company is not doing them. So the purpose of this video is to introduce couple of or not couple of, but quite a number of I call them changes and the challenges a modern organization may face. We might as well put them into our analysis of the company when you do the situational analysis. So what's a transnational body? That means a company that works from one country, not on one country, not in one country, but moves into a number of other countries. Transnational, cross borders. Generally, always a multinational is a transnational body. They work in different legal systems. Yes. A small entity, you may not see it going transnational, but it's completely all right, completely commonplace to see a large entity doing transnational. And then the virtual organizations. This is the company or a section of the company not being physically present on the street, but they are visible virtually. They do business online using the internet, using electronic communication, and they could do multiple geographies, and the employees may be doing remote work, may have limited physical presence, and sometimes the entire operation of the organization could be virtual, something like eBay or Alibaba or various other online organizations are there, right, functioning as virtual organizations. So yet again, see whether your organizations have an opportunity to go this way, or is it a weakness of your organization to not to function as a virtual unit, at least part of the company? Because physical functioning costs a lot, virtual operations may cost less, and it will give opportunity to reach out to vast geographies when you function as a virtual organization. Even Uber is a virtual organization. Strategic business units, a very crucial topic whenever we discuss a large entity. Whenever a company, a larger company such as a multinational, comes up with an idea to do something new, they always set up a strategic business unit, a separate section, separate unit to focus on that thing, that particular task, from research to develop to design to marketing, promotion, everything. And the strategic business unit, or in short form we call it SBU, then is given the total freedom to access any section of the company, any division of the company, any department of the company, in order to achieve the particular objective. So SBUs are very common in multinationals. You may not see them in small entities. So again, right, is it a strength of the company, or lack of it, is it a weakness? You might need to discuss it. Another aspect that we could focus is possibility of joint ventures or lack of joint ventures, or the fact that they are doing joint ventures. Again, it's something that would be an internal capacity of the company. Could be a strength when you're doing it, could be a weakness if you're not doing it. No, maybe an opportunity if you could look for it, or maybe a threat if the competition is doing these things. So again, a topic not to miss when you do the analysis. Next, on franchising. Yes, if a company is doing it, yes, could be a strength. If the company has chances about it, that could be an opportunity. Or if its franchising operation is weak, okay, maybe a weakness. So again, what's a franchise? Developing a contractual relationship between the license and the licensee. Whenever you write a new topic such as this, I need you to write down a tiny sentence or two explaining it, so that the evaluator would have an understanding that you added this particular topic with an understanding. So whenever you talk about the joint venture or the SBU or the virtual organization, a sentence 2 or 3 should be there to make sure that you explain what this entity is. And again, why are we having these topics? So that when we write our situation analysis, meaning pestle, SWOT, TOWS matrix, Porters and all, you might be able to come up into the more 21st century-ish kind of a report, where we talk about the new changes or the challenges the organizations are facing, like these. Next one. Let's focus on the other one, the licensing. The difference between licensing and franchising. That's a tiny explanation, right? Franchising, what is it? You are given technically the freedom to copy the operation of the franchisor. Of course, a franchisor can control it and supervise it, but there's a larger supervision for a franchise operation. Licensing is just the freedom to use the trademarks. The licensing agreement is not as deep as a franchise agreement. Okay, do the companies have the chances to go for it, or are they doing it? If they're doing it, it's a chance, it's a strength. So again, something to be added into our situation analysis, if you may. And the social and mobile technologies. How do the companies go about marketing, reaching out to the customer base? Social media, the mobile technologies, these are pretty interesting relevant topics of the the modern era. So always it's essential that we touch these topics. How much of a digital presence a company is maintaining, more it does, the better its capacity. So it's a strength. So when we analyze it through the TOWS matrix and all, right, the strengths could cover some of our weaknesses, using things like the social and mobile technologies. Again, explain in a simple way by a sentence or two exactly as to what you mean about it. Cloud technologies, a large entity could go for it. Ability to store large amount of data and programs, right? You have the access to store data in the internet itself, so the companies could become bigger and yes, more agile with the support of cloud technologies. Even a small entity like say SME could could rely on the cloud technologies to increase its depth of data assessment, data analytics, right? Its own research capacities. So cloud technologies is not just the capacity of a larger company. Even a small entity could utilize it. Then the blockchains for e-commerce. You may not see larger multinationals going at it because they'll have the typical structural way of doing business. But a smaller player, like even a micro organization or an SME, might utilize blockchain. What's blockchain? Without depending on the middleman, get the cash or give the cash using bitcoins or crypto cash. A larger company like a multinational may have legal challenges when it comes to things like this. So this is an advantage for a smaller player and may not be an opportunity for a larger player like a multinational, because legally no legal system will allow a larger company like Unilever or Coca-Cola to do the sales through the bitcoins or the crypto cash, because the law would be thoroughly supervising them, whereas a small company may be very comfortable doing things like this. The data and analytics. Analytics is not analysis. Remember that. Analysis is just describing the plus and the minus of things. That's it. But analytics is about doing something with what you found out. So analytics come after critical reasoning or the critical analysis. First we do the analysis, then we come to the critical analysis, then after only we activate the action. Analytics. So collection, transformation, and yes, draw the conclusion and take action. That's analytics. So again, a large entity will have the capacity to do better analytics than a smaller entity, because they could employ people, they could outsource this topic to another IT company and do it. Only a larger company has a capacity to research and check and mine and analyze the hexabytes, petabytes of data. A small entity may not have that capacity. Big data, again, this is in the realm of larger companies like a multinational. A smaller body or a small player may not have that capacity. Great variety of data, huge volumes of it, as very in an extremely high velocity, that means speed, right? Analysis of the complex data and the data sets, right, to come up with various kind of, as we say, analytics. Smaller players, SMEs, may not have that capacity. Larger entities could definitely utilize it as a strength. If they don't do it, it could be a weakness, of course. And of course, the data protection, protecting the personal information or the digital identification systems and all. Now this is a threat to so many larger entities. Larger you become, more vulnerable you are to this kind of attacks, cyber attacks and all that. A smaller company may be more capable of protecting data of the clients or the customers than a larger company. If you look at the recent history, there have been millions and millions of pilferage or hacking of data from top-end companies like Uber, Coca-Cola, Yahoo, Gmail, Google, right? So data protection is a big challenge for a larger company, because the capacity to protect millions of informations, right, about millions of people is not exactly an easy thing. Cybersecurity could be a challenge, right? A company that can have the capacity to do that has a definite strength in it, right? Ability to protect the systems, the networks, the programs from digital attacks, to prevent destruction of sensitive information. Yet again, a large entity may have a challenge having 100% security about it. A small and medium entity may have a better chance, my thinking, because larger you are, more vulnerable you are to things like data protection, because it's not exactly easy thing to protect huge loads of data. Going by the recent history of the world with regard to the hacking or the online violations and all, mostly they've been the larger entities, the multinationals. Next one, the artificial intelligence. It's in the realm of a larger company. How much you could utilize things like visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, rather than employing people and training them and spending a lot on that. AI, the short form artificial intelligence, could come in handy, but small entity, I don't think it's a strength for them. A larger player may be a strength and may be an opportunity for them. Next, the globalization. A smaller or medium enterprise may have a challenge, but multinationals, yes, the trade and the technology and stay connected, having an interdependent world where we have the economic and the social changes cross borders, is great opportunities for larger companies. And capacity in doing that in a very solid way is a key strength of a company, also a multinational. And of course, if a multinational has not been able to successfully utilize this, that's a weakness. And the globalization capacities of your competition is a threat to you. And the sustainable business, a very crucial topic, a topic that's not to be missed in an assignment. how environmentally responsible, how much responsible the company is to the community and the society. This is extremely crucial. We have billions of people, almost everyone is online. Negative publicity could be a huge threat to a company. Whereas positive publicity, that means people sharing something good about the company, that could be billions of dollars worth of free publicity and reputation improvement. Every company is now very much careful about its duty to the environment, community, and the society. So whenever you do the assignment, this may not be directly connected to the rupees and cents or the profits and the losses, but how sustainable the company is must be there. There must be a paragraph or two with evidence discussing this topic. So these are the new concepts. When we analyze a modern company using our standard analytical tools like Pestel, SWOT, TOES matrix, Porter's 5 forces, Porter's diamond, Ansoff matrix, whenever we do that kind of analysis, make sure to add some of these topics. And whenever you add a topic like this in your analysis, please make sure to explain in a sentence or two about exactly what you meant by these additions. It's expected that the students kind of touch on the current changes and the current challenges, and some of these are included in this particular video. So better not to miss some of these things when you write your assignments. When you make up your presentation, even we have to speak up a presentation. Some things like this would come in handy. Catch you in another lesson.